Hi, my name is Jerry Eason with Land and Sea RV. We're located in Seymour, Missouri, and we'll take a few minutes to show you our latest creation for a customer we're working on right now. This is an RV, but it's also a boat. But as it sits right now, it's an RV on a trailer. We've purpose-built this trailer for it. You can see here that this is a catamaran style hull with a wave splitter in the middle. You'll never see an RV like this out there at the bottom, like this. That's 1/8 inch aluminum there. And we're still under construction, so I'm sorry for any mess you might see. But there'll be foam insulation that will go all inside here, so all your holding tanks and things are below the deck, and you can heat that so you can use it in the wintertime. But you can see this construction on the trailer as well, which we manufactured. It's all aluminum. It has 3 3,500-pound axles there. There's disc brakes on every axle, and they're hydraulic surge brakes as well. But as we come down through here, you can see, and by the way, like I said, we're still under construction, so there'll be railing like this up here that he can put on or he can take off. You have indicator lights because it is a boat as well. The Coast Guard requires this. They're decorative, they look good in a campsite, and makes you quite visible in the water. If you're using this as a boat, you're out there on the water, you have cleats around so that help you tie off the dock. You have a total, I believe, of 6 bilge pumps throughout the hull. That's what these you see on the side are. As you come on down here and you're using it as an RV like you see it right now, and you need to dump your holding tanks, you'd open this door up here, you'd pull out this hose, and then you would open your black tank, turn on the pump and dump that, close it, open up your gray tank, and dump that out as well, just like you would a traditional RV. As we come on down through here, you would have your cable TV hookup. Here's your freshwater fill for your holding tank there. And if you have city water, you can connect right there and use this continual water that way. Then if you're using it as a boat and your tanks are full, you can pull into marina, and here's where they would pump out your black tank and your gray tank. And if the waterway would allow you to, you have a valve you can switch inside and you can dump out your gray tank, because generally your gray tank will fill up faster than your black tank. Here's your hot water heater, which is gas and electric. And then as far as power, what the customer's chosen here is a 3,000 watt Honda generator. But I really like what he decided to do. He asked us to have it siphon off of his 72-gallon fuel tank. So that 72 gallons will, for the generator here, and it also powers his 2 90-horse Suzukis. If you're at a marina or an RV park where you have access to their power, you can plug up with the cord here and you can have their power. If you don't have that option and you want to conserve your fuel, you're not consuming too much electricity, he's chosen on the roof, which we'll see later, 480 watts of solar, and then he has 400 amp hours of battery, so a lot of power on this boat. As you come back here, you can see, like I mentioned, he has 2 90-horse Suzukis on here. We took this out to Lake of the Ozarks, I believe it was last week, and we got up to 28.5 miles an hour with this. Keep in mind, this is a houseboat. You don't want to do 50 miles an hour. You don't want to go screaming down the lake. This is a pleasure craft. You want to get on here and relax and have a good time, but it is fast enough you can pull someone on an inner tube. You can also see the hull, a little better view of that catamaran style as it goes across there. Notice that we mounted straps here that are attached to the trailer. It's much easier to strap down, and then they ratchet back up to themselves. You have LED lights in your trailer. Here's a swim ladder. You come on around, this customer did not opt for this, but normally we would have an awning on the side here. So if you're using it as an RV, you'd run your awning out, and then at your campsite, you'd have your chairs set up. You might have a campfire sitting here and visit with your family and friends, or just have a nice evening. If it starts to rain a little bit, you'd have the awning. He chose not for that, and that's fine. He's going to use it, I think, more often as a boat. So we come on here, here's another bilge pump. You have lights. I didn't show you on the other side, but you have lights on the side there, at the back. You can light up all around you on the water or on the land. Up here at the front, you have an anchor here that from the helm you can hit a button, you can drop that anchor, and you can raise the anchor. I like this option right here. You don't have to come outside if the weather's turning bad on you and you're trying to drop your anchor. Spare tire. When you're using this as an RV and you're traveling, it would look like this. So your steps out of the way and all. Have you ever seen a boat that they just have like a ladder to get into? This one, you lower that down. Now you've got steps. You can walk up here to a landing, catch your breath if you need to, or if you're carrying something, and then you're sheltered by these two railings here to help you hold on and come on up, and then you have a front deck. Let's go inside. Here we are inside, and I want to show you some of the features here. If you're using this as a boat, obviously here's your steering wheel. So you're sitting here, you've got good visibility in front of you, visibility on the side. On your port side, your bathroom's over here, which we'll see in just a moment. That blocks some of your view. So what our customer has chosen here is this camera here. He can see directly behind him. So if you have someone with an inner tube, or if someone's about to overtake you on another boat, you can see exactly what's going on. And then he can hit a button, he can toggle to the port side, and he can see what's going on over there. You know, kayakers can sneak up on you. I've noticed this several times when we're trying to load the boat on a trailer. People tend to gather around because they think, that's the coolest, I've heard this a lot, that's the coolest thing I've ever saw. And the kayakers will get around you and different people. So you can look around and see real well. So as far as your controls go, you have your steering wheel, and then on this one here, he has chosen to have the two 90-horse Suzukis. So he can control them independently of each other. You can run one motor at a time. You can trim each motor if you need to trim them independently. Or you can hit a button here and they'll trim together. Or you can have both motors going at the same time. And like I said, we got up to 28.5 miles an hour. If you raise one motor and just run one, we got up to about 10.2 miles an hour. Then he also chose this Lowrance depth finder, fish finder, GPS. One of the big features I like on this that I use most often is your depth finder and then plotting your course. So if you go into a new waterway that you've never been to before, or it starts to get late, your landmarks are really hard to tell out on the water. So it will track you, it'll show a little line as you're going along, and then you just retrace your line back to your dock or wherever you started from there. And then, as I said, outside on the anchor, you can hit this button right here, you can drop your anchor, and you can raise your anchor. This gauge here will tell you your two motors, your fuel in them, your RPMs, various information that you need to know. You've got a radio, you can charge your phone here, or other devices that you may have. And these switches at this part right here will control lights, your indicator lights, and various things like that. Now if we move over to this side, now we're, of course, on the water you can do this as well. You can swivel around and visit with your company, but we'll act like we're as an RV at the moment, or even on the lake for that matter. You want to make out your bed, this right here will pull out. You've got a queen size bed, you've got room in these drawers underneath that you can have your clothes, various things. If you want to eat, there's a table right here that will set up and you can visit with your company. It has drink holders inside of it and have a good time visiting there. Underneath, as far as storage goes, because this is not a pontoon boat, it's not a glorified pontoon boat or anything like that, it's this catamaran fully welded underneath. It gives you a ton of storage. You can not only store things underneath, but if one of your holding tanks, you had some kind of problem or you want to add some new feature, you can get down into this area. You can lay on your belly and just crawl all through here and work on things. It's just quite a bit of storage. Not only there, but then you've got more storage here where you can access underneath the floor. Just beyond that, you can access your batteries. You have a refrigerator. You have a TV, which this TV as well, you can swivel it around and see it from various angles. A convection microwave oven. You have a propane cooktop. And by the way, these are Corian countertops. And your sink, so many RVs that we've had, or I've seen other people have, these little bitty sinks. This is a major sink. You can wash dishes, you can clean fish, whatever you want to do in there. As far as storage, you've got plenty of storage throughout this RV. The bathroom. I love the bathroom in this. I'm 6'2", which you can see I can stand up in here. But you come in this bathroom and you can see the shower. I can stand up in there. You can have privacy. This door will actually shut and give you privacy. You've got a max fan. And you notice as well he chose to go with the aluminum on the ceiling and on the walls. And what I mean by privacy is so many RVs I've seen have this great big gap at the top, great big gap at the bottom. I don't know what's up with that. You want privacy in the bathroom. Here at the back, we don't have the cushions in here right now, so you can see this will slide out, and you can make the cushions out and have another bed if your children are with you or guests are with you, and more storage there as well. Coming over on this side, you can control your air conditioner. I think point out here, which also has a heat pump in it. So using this in the wintertime and you're plugged up at an RV park, you can use their power for heat. If you're dry camping on the water or off in the mountains, this will also have a Suburban furnace in there that runs off of propane. More storage, and then in this area down here, you may not be able to see on the camera, but you can see one of the bilge pumps. It is a mess because we're still working on it. Here's your access to your hot water heater, so you can winterize it, work on it if you need to. Up in this cabinet, you can see where you have your controller for your solar panel. You can access your DC and AC power. You can find out what's going on with your black tank, your gray tank, your freshwater tank, all of that, propane, and your 1200 watt inverter. As we come here on the back deck, we've seen a trend in the RV industry for several years now that people like to have an outside seating area. And I really appreciate this here, that on this one, if you're using this as an RV in your RV park or you're dry camping somewhere in the woods, wherever you might be at, you can sit up here, you're above the ants, you're above the critters and the snakes and different things maybe crawling around. You see folks in the campground walking by, how you doing? And you know, it's up here, it's a nice place. But on the water is where I really like this. My wife and myself have taken this out, not this one, but another one. We've taken this out and slept for the night. What we like to do is find a quiet cove, and we'll anchor off and just sit there and enjoy the sunset, listen to the fish as they're going after the little bugs that are skipping across the water, sit out here and fish. It's just a nice place to relax. This customer also chose this grill, well, nice grill here by the way, but he chose this to be to directly hook up to his 2 cylinders of propane here. So he got plenty of gas to grill with. I want to show you more storage and access as well. This back hatch here, you can see the 72-gallon fuel tank. You've got storage here, but you can also work on your bilge pumps and various things. But I want you to notice the construction. This is 1/8 inch aluminum here. You also have a bulkhead that's welded across there, so if you were to spill anything in here, if water was to come in this area, of course your bilge pumps are going to pump out, but any gases of anything or water is trapped in here. It will not go into the cabin side unless you overtook your door. This door is heavy too, by the way. Alright, now if you're at a dock, of course you have a swim ladder there, but if you come up to a dock and you need to step off, you can open that gate, you can step right onto the dock that way, or you can do it on the other side. And I've used this on another one that we've built. I've used this feature many times, it's worked quite well. You have outside lights, you have outside speakers for your radio, you have a rear light here. Another feature that people really like about is going upstairs. So let's go up there. Now that we're up here on top, you can see where I came up this ladder, this hatch here will close up. So if it's raining or something of that nature, it won't fall down onto you while you're on that lower deck. You might notice this white light. Seems kind of odd on an RV, but keep in mind this is a boat. And on a boat, the Coast Guard requires that there's a white light on top that can be seen 360 degrees around you. If you're using it as an RV, you don't have to use that white light. Notice the deck here on top. It is 1/8 inch aluminum welded to our aluminum tubing that goes throughout the cabin. We also painted this with a texture material, so if it gets wet, you're walking barefoot or what have you, it gives a little surface, a little grip area there for your feet. On our roof, you will see our air conditioner, our Max fans, 2 of those, Sea-Watch antenna, and then the 480 watts of solar panel to give power to the batteries and various things like that. When we took this to Lake of the Ozarks, myself and my partner, we had a great time. It performed well. I think our customers really going to enjoy this when we get done with it. I appreciate your time watching our video. Keep in mind, we are Land and Sea RV in Seymour, Missouri. Give us a call. Thanks.